Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis, and welcome to Becoming Her Journey. First of all, if you're watching this, thank you. Um, it's been a long time coming. It's been on my heart for a while to start a podcast to talk about my story, my testimony, and I wanted the perfect setup. I wanted the perfect mic, the backdrop, the table, the all the things that I envisioned for myself. But I slowly started realizing that the perfection was becoming procrastination. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I really appreciate you guys being here with me. So, a little bit about me is I'm a Navy veteran. I am a single mother of two children. I'm an entrepreneur and I am a business owner. And I'm healing, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm evolving into the woman that God has called me to be. And it has been a wonderful journey, but it's been a whirlwind to say the least. I created Becoming Her Journey because I know what it feels like to be alone. I know what it feels like to have to start over, to have to build from the ground up, and to not have anyone in your corner while you're doing that, right? And it's easy to feel like, is life ever going to be peaceful again? Like, is anything ever going to feel like I found my footing in the world? Um, and I don't want this podcast to feel like perfection, right? I want it to feel like um, normal. I want it to feel flowy. I want it to feel like we're doing this together, right? Because ultimately we are. I want everyone to know that I don't have everything figured out, right? But we're going to heal together and we're going to heal and walk through it together. So, I'm going to be doing all kinds of videos and all kinds of story times, obviously, in the near future. So, they will be about faith and healing and motherhood and boundaries, self worth, starting over, relationships, good versus bad relationships, right? Business, entrepreneurship, mental health, personal growth, journaling, hard conversations that you have to have with the people that you love, life lessons, just everything, right? Everything all in one, because those are things that I have had to really expound upon, and I really had to hone in on those things and really figure out how am I going to navigate these things. And it's been a whirlwind, right? It's been so hard, but also so rewarding because when you start doing the things that benefit you and you put yourself first, there's only good things that can come from that, right? One lesson that I learned recently is that healing was my job, right? People may have hurt me, people may have done wrong by me, but ultimately, I still played a part in that scenario, right? Because I allowed people to treat me bad. I allowed people to feel like they could abuse me, they could do these harmful things to me because I was ignoring the red flags. I was ignoring the way that they treated me because I was in a insecure place. I wasn't grounded in who I was. And so I wanted the love. I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to be cared for. But on the other side of that, I was attracting so many narcissistic people that were not able to give me that. And they knew that they couldn't give me that. But I allowed them to stay in my life anyways, right? Because who wants to be alone? Who wants to have to figure life out all on their own, right? But the sad reality is that you have to go through seasons of isolation. You have to go through seasons where you may feel lonely, where you may feel like people don't understand you. You may feel misunderstood by the people that you love the most. But that is God trying to prune you for your next season, right? And in the moment, it can feel like punishment. In the moment, it can feel like, why is God doing this? What is the purpose? Why is He pulling me from all these people? Why am I going through all these hard times? And healing isn't becoming someone else, but it's remembering who you are at your core, right? For so long, I was allowing other people to kind of tell me who I was and treat me as if I was a specific kind of person, and I wasn't that person, and they knew that I wasn't that person. But when you don't stand up for yourself, people feel like they have ownership over you. People feel like they can control you in the way you think, in the way other people perceive you, in the way you perform, in the way um, things come into your life, right? And it can be very confusing when you don't know who you are at your core. And people can send in distractions, people can send in things that really don't make sense because they want to throw you off your A game. Healing is remembering who you were before life convinced you that you weren't enough, right? And for so long, I felt like I wasn't enough. I was told that I wasn't enough, right? I was told by the people that I loved the most, my parents, my ex husband, family, friends, coworkers, right? If they weren't saying it, they were treating me that way, right? And so it's so easy to get lost in these negative connotations of what people kind of surround you with, essentially, because they want you to feel stuck. They want you to feel like you're nobody special. They want you to feel like, you don't have any emotion, you don't got shit going on, whatever the case may be. But in real reality is that they see the light in you before you saw the light in you. They see who you are in your totality, but they don't want other people to see you in that light, right? They don't want others to view you in this nice light, in this beautiful light that you're meant to be seen in, because they want to keep it all for themselves. They want to use and abuse that. And at first I was thinking like, okay, maybe these people are going through a hard time. Maybe these people just can't see who I am because, you know, they've been hurt by so many other people, and they just don't think love is real, or they think that I'm bullshitting because so many other people have come to them and said these same things, or whatever the case may be, right? They have trauma and wounds that aren't allowing them to see me for who I really am and not who they want me to be. And that may be the case in some circumstances, but the other side of that coin is that people do see who you are, but they don't want you to see who you are. They want to convince others that you're not worthy. They want to convince you that you're not worthy. They want to try to convince you that, you're nothing more than just a regular person walking down the street, right? But what you have to remind yourself is that life is full of ups and downs, right? You're going to attract good and bad people in your life, but you have to have enough discernment and enough willpower and know yourself enough to know what you deserve, right? And know that you deserve more than what other people are willing to just breadcrumb you with. And so, um, it's been a part of my journey for so long, just trying to figure out who I am, what's my purpose, why am I here? I always knew that I was meant to help others. I knew that that was a calling that God had on my life, but I just didn't know how that was going to happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen. I didn't know what that was going to look like, but I knew that it was going to be a thing for me. I don't know where this journey is going to take us, but if this episode spoke to you, subscribe, leave a comment, and um, continue to just share your own stories, right? And I'm just grateful that you guys are here because one video at a time, I know that it's going to reach one person that it needs to reach. I know that my story is going to resonate with so many other women, men, people that need to hear that they're not alone. And that's another reason why I wanted to start this podcast, is because I'm going to be sharing intimate details, intimate stories, intimate experiences that I have went through and undergone in my own life. And if one person can see this and say, wow, like I'm truly not alone. Wow, like I'm truly, I feel seen, right? I feel like someone finally gets me, then my life will feel complete, because my whole goal is to let other people know that you're not alone and that you are okay. You are who you say you are. You are a divine being and you are meant to be here for a reason. Everyone has a divine purpose in this life. even if you don't know what that is just yet, right? You have a purpose here. And I don't want other people that are in your life, whether that's a mother, a father, a grandma, whoever it may be, whoever you hold nearest and dearest to your heart, sometimes those people that you love the most can do the most harm to you and can change your own perception of who you are. They can make you feel like you don't even know who you are. And so my one of my many goals is to make sure that you know that you're not alone, to know that you are meant to be here and that you have a divine purpose. And I'm going to see to it that you know that. I want to help other people heal. I want to help you guys understand that we are all in this together. We're all connected. And one video at a time, I'm going to gain your trust. I'm going to gain your clarity. I'm going to gain, hopefully I get to hear some of your stories and get to understand what you've been through in your life and why you are where you are and why you think the way you think, right? Because everyone has their own perception of life. Everyone has their own things that they're dealing with. And so I just hope that throughout my journey, you guys continue to just follow along and you guys continue to um, just listen and dive in with me on this journey because it's going to be very interesting to say the least. So I'm happy that you're here. And one episode at a time. We're going to get through this one step at a time, one day at a time, one post at a time, no matter what season of life you're in. And I can't wait to do the next video. I'll see you next week.